Welcome everyone to the Mindful Caregiver Breathing Circle. I'm thankful that you carved out and prioritized the time for your mental health and well-being today, especially as caregivers being pulled in different directions and being needed to do so much. It's amazing when you put yourself first and you learn to do for you. So I appreciate your time and your energy here today. My name is Sabrina. I am a mindfulness teacher and a meditation instructor. And today, and all of the other caregiver breathing circle sessions, I will be your guide inward. And each of these sessions will be between 30 and 40 minutes. They'll start by having me lead you into grounding, into your body, into the moment, into the practice. And then from there, we're going to set intentions together. And each session is going to have a different intention, which will ultimately will tie into the practice at the end of the session. So once we set our intentions, we're going to move on to have a Dharma Talk, which is a very quick talk where I'll share a passage from a book or a powerful quote. And from there, maybe share a personal story of my own and help you understand the practicality of the intentions that we're setting and maybe how you can recognize some challenges that you may face once you do set this intention. And finally, at the end of this session, we're going to have a mindfulness practice. So today we're going to be doing very minimal mindful movement. And by minimal, I mean we're standing up and then we're sitting back down. But if that isn't available for you, that's okay. I do have an alternate, and the practice truly is about non-striving, and that's going to be our intention for today. It's one of the mindful attitudes, and non-striving is just about as self-explanatory as it sounds. Non-striving is being present in this moment, not forcing or rushing or hurrying to the next, but rather being present. Even if you are working toward a goal, even if you are busy, you can still approach your tasks and your life experiences with an attitude of non-striving. But before we get too deep into the Dharma Talk and the intention setting, I'd like to share a quote with you from Lao Tzu. And the quote goes, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." And I'd like to think that if we look to nature more often, we can simplify our life in many ways. There are many lessons to extract and to learn just by observing the nature of things, the natural cycles, the seasons that change around the world, and what those seasons offer us. It allows us, when we notice different things in nature, it allows us to connect ourselves with nature and to the bigger grand scheme of things. And by that note, I would like to start our intention setting. So wherever you are, make sure you're getting comfortable. We're going to do some quick breathing exercises together. And this isn't the meditation, but feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze just about to the tip of your nose. And we're going to take some deep breaths together. So as we breathe, I invite you to breathe in through the nose, filling your belly and allowing it to rise, and then pausing at the top just for a moment. And after that pause, you can slowly exhale, release all of that air. But I encourage you to do it through your nose if that's available to you. So you're inhaling through your nose, pausing for a moment at the top, and then exhaling again through your nose. And now the reason that we do that is to kind of let the nervous system know that you are taking control of your breath again. That your breathing doesn't have to be on autopilot, and in fact, you are going to intentionally control that breath. And it's a simple signal that allows the body to relax a little bit and maybe even enter the parasympathetic and calm down and relax the muscles and hopefully ground into this moment. So that is what I'd like to offer you now. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead and gently close your eyes over or soften your gaze. And slowly inhale through your nose. Nice long and deep inhale. Pausing at the top before slowly exhaling all of the air. And we'll keep this going, breathing at your own pace for a few more moments. As you inhale, filling up your belly to capacity, pausing and holding that breath before gently and entirely letting it all go. As the next few breath cycles naturally come up for you, allow your exhale to be a reminder that it's okay to let go. It's okay to relax into the cushion, into the chair, or onto your mat. It's okay to trust that gravity's got you. You can relax, you can release your grip, and you can be present. Before we set our intentions, I want you to bring your attention to any muscles that may be clenched or tight in your body right now. Maybe it's your jaw, your shoulders. Maybe you're clenching your glutes or tightening your toes in a very kind and gentle manner. Invite your body on the exhale to relax, to let go, and to be here now. We are transitioning from all of our doings and settling into a place of being. If you have any mental tabs open from the day, do your best to close them now. Remind yourself that you can think it later, you can do it later, but right now, this is your time to be. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you to consider the intention that you wish to set for yourself. For today's session, I have created a topic of discussion, and I've also created an affirmation to offer you. If you have something particular in mind that would really work for you, then I suggest sticking with it. But if you need something, here's the intention and the affirmation that I offer you. I offer my presence with a calm mind and body. I offer my presence with a calm mind and body. This is a wonderful intention for caregivers because you are offering so much of yourself constantly, that there may be a sense of striving that develops naturally because you do so much, and maybe because so much is expected of you. You, in turn, then expect a lot of yourself. Maybe sometimes it's a little unrealistic. Maybe sometimes it spreads you a little thin. So today, we set the intention to offer our presence with calm, offer a calm mind and a calm body, to be present with those who need us. Because when we are calm, we can offer reassurance, we can offer support, we can be more of service. Because we are not striving, we are just being. So you can slowly begin to blink your eyes open or widen your gaze. Come back to the room around you, your surroundings, your environment. And allow that intention to set in. And I'll remind you a little bit later in the session, but you can also use that intention or that affirmation to ground you in our mindfulness practice today. We are going to be doing a slight movement practice, but after that we will be doing a meditation. And oftentimes I offer the breath as an anchor for my students. And sometimes it helps to have a phrase to anchor into, to bring us back, because we need all the help we can get against our thinking mind. So to kick off this quick Dharma talk, I'd like to share a passage from the book called Full Catastrophe Living, and this is by Jon Kabat-Zinn. This is the full MBSR program, mindfulness-based stress reduction program in written form. It's a wonderful program if you can get yourself to do it, but an excellent book if you can't commit to the program. So the passage is about non-striving. Almost everything we do for a purpose, to get something or to get somewhere. But in meditation, this attitude can be a real obstacle. That is because meditation is different from all other human activities. Although it takes a lot of work and energy of a certain kind, ultimately, meditation is a non-doing. It has no goal other than for you to be yourself. The irony is that you already are. And this sounds paradoxical and a little crazy. Yet this paradox and this craziness may be pointing you toward a new way of seeing yourself, one in which you are trying less and being more. Now, I do love that last line. A new way of seeing yourself, one in which you are trying less and being more. I believe that non-striving can often feel paradoxical because we have goals, we have loved ones to take care of, we have people that need us, we have tasks and responsibilities that need to be done, and some of them can only be done by us. Non-striving can be a challenge for people who serve, who are healers, who are people who are there to support and lift up others. And the challenge comes when we don't separate the doing from the being. When we don't separate the doing from the being gets lost, and we become what we are doing. As caregivers, you do a lot. And it may often feel like you don't do enough or you do too much. And this is directly centered in the non-doing, which is really just being. The more you cultivate time to non-do or to be with yourself, to just be yourself, and not think, but also not think about what has to come next. Not think about how good you're doing or how bad you're doing. Trying not to always focus on anticipating the next moment. Because there is a difference between being prepared and worrying. You can be busy and practice non-striving. You can have a lot of things to do and practice non-striving. Because it's a practice of presence. Being with the task at hand that you are working on, being with the person that you're listening to, being with the environment that surrounds you. And this could even go further to being with the sensations in your body, being with the thoughts that pop up in your head, being with the aches and the pains that may be fluctuating throughout your body. A non-striving is also a bit of an acceptance that you are here now. You are doing what you're doing. And in the words of Jon Kabat-Zinn, wherever you go, there you are. Being where you are is a form of non-striving. But I also believe it's important to recognize that you can take non-striving and you can apply it to the doing. It is a bit of a non-doing. It's not always active, but it can absolutely be applied to those of us who have a heavy workload, or maybe wear a lot of hats and are different people to others in our life, who are supporters, who are caregivers, who are teachers, maybe a parent, maybe a grandparent. Responsibility doesn't always go away. And I don't think it has to, but I do believe that the way that we approach these responsibilities can always be more mindful. And there's always a little bit that we can let go of to feel a bit lighter and to be more present. So a quick story about non-striving. I was actually on my way back to host this live breathing circle for everyone when my husband and I ran into a bit of a traffic issue. And I found it divinely timed that on the way to teach about non-striving, I had the most wonderful opportunity to practice it. Because when we're stuck in traffic, wherever we go, there we are. We are stuck in traffic. And it is not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it just is. And when we recognize the attitude or the sense of striving, I have to get home, I have to get out of this traffic, I have to, right? When we feel that sense of striving, when we feel that sense of urgency beginning to bubble up within us, it is a wonderful opportunity to practice patience, to practice presence with ourselves, and to be with what is, especially the uncomfortable stuff, especially the stuff we can't control. Because when we recognize that we're striving and it's causing us stress internally, and it's also not making a difference externally, then we can learn to let go of striving. We can learn non-striving as an attitude, and we can bring it with us throughout our day, throughout our interactions, and we can set that intention to offer our presence with a calm mind and body. So now I'd like to move into a quick mindfulness practice And then we will go into a meditation. So this mindfulness practice may be very simple, may even seem silly, but I do believe it's a great opportunity to teach slowing down. We are always on the move, and that doesn't even just mean caregivers, that's just humans. Even if we're sitting still, our mind is on the move. We're thinking, we're planning, we're anticipating what's going to come next. Or maybe we're not always in the future. Maybe we're pulling from past events. Maybe we're focusing on memories. Maybe we're thinking about the good old days and we're holding on tight. But whether your focus is in the past or in the future, you're missing out on the present moment. And it's in the present moment that you make decisions, that you make change, that you live your life. And so many times, so many hours of our day are unfortunately spent in our thinking mind. And I do believe that it's possible to spend more time in your body and visit your mind rather than always being in your mind and occasionally visiting your body. But that is a long-term goal for a lot of people. And so right now, if you're constantly in your head and you're always thinking about the things you have to do, and maybe you're not really aware of your body or the present moment or your breath, this exercise is going to be simple, and it's something that you can do on your own as well. So what we're going to do is become aware and mindful of standing up from a seated posture. So if you're laying down and listening to this, then I invite you to go from laying down to sitting up. You don't have to stand up if you don't want to. And if none of what I'm offering is available to you right now, that's okay. What I will have you do is take your hands, and as I instruct people to stand up, I want you to open your hands. And as I instruct people to sit back down, I want you to slowly close your hands. I want you to close them one by one, finger by finger. And there's no striving. You know your end goal is to either open your hand or close your hand. Or if you're going to be doing the movement, you know your end goal is to go from standing to sitting or lying down to a seated posture, and vice versa. So we'll do this a couple times and you'll know what you need to do. And oftentimes that makes it a little harder to slow down because we already know where we want to go. I want to stand up, so let me do it quickly. But I'm going to encourage you to really slow down and pay attention to what your body does to stand up. Pay attention to the little muscles that are activated. Pay attention to the way that your hands naturally push off of something, or maybe they don't. But the purpose of this exercise is we're not rushing to stand or sit. We're not hurrying up to close our fists and open them back up again. We're going to practice slowly, and we're going to be with what is, rather than hurrying up to the next moment. So get your hands ready, or get ready to stand up. So I'm noticing I have to slowly push out my chair before that even happens. And it's these subtle little movements that bring us to the present moment and help us ground into the now rather than rushing to the next. So I slowly invite you, if you're starting from fists, you're starting closed. I slowly invite you to open your hands, finger by finger, or slowly stand. And if you're laying down, move yourself slowly to a seated posture. We are noticing the movement it takes, the muscles at work. We're noticing how we feel. We're noticing what comes natural. And we're even noticing noticing the sensation to rush and hurry up. And now slowly making your way back to your original position, or closing your fist. We're going to do that one more time. And I challenge you to go even slower. There is no place that you need to be right now. There's nothing that you need to do. So choose to be here, even with the judgment of this practice. If you like it, if you don't like it, be with your opinions and the movement and this moment. So we'll transition one more time, sitting to standing or fist to open. And we're just noticing all of the muscles at work. We're noticing our tendency or our urgency to get to the end goal. And then we're slowly going to sit back down or lie back down or close that fist. And then find yourself a nice comfortable posture that you can meditate in for the next 10 or so minutes. Now, if you've never meditated before, this is a very beginner-friendly practice. We're just going to really ground into our body and particularly our breath. And I'll be leading you through the whole thing with little pockets of silence to maybe let some messages or insights resonate a little deeper with you. So before we get started, you want to find a nice comfortable posture. If you're sitting down, then I want you to, if it's comfortable for you, place your palms on top of your lap, or you can keep them upright. A third option is I like to have my hands here, put them on my lap, so then this way I pretend I'm holding a giant wheel. And it keeps my shoulders down and back, but it also keeps my back upright and dignified. And if you are going to be laying down, then lay down with your heels together and your feet falling up open, kind of like a book. And you can place your palms on the side, facing the ceiling. And once you get nice and comfortable, you can slowly begin to close your eyes over, or you can gently relax your gaze to the tip of your nose, or maybe the floor. And I invite you to bring to mind the intention that I offered at the beginning of this session. I offer my presence with a calm mind and body. I offer my presence with a calm mind and body. I offer my presence with a calm mind and body. Continue grounding in this phrase, in this intention. Anytime your thoughts pull you away and you become distracted. And if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You can choose to focus on your breath. And if it helps, you can put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly to physically connect to your breathing. See if you can notice anything about your breathing. Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? Are your breaths shallow? Or maybe they're deep. Where are you noticing your breath? Your nostrils, your chest, your belly, your mouth. And now that we've calmed the body a bit, I invite you to take the biggest and deepest breath you've taken all day and truly solidify that intention. To offer your presence with a calm mind and body. To be present with this moment and to practice the attitude of non-striving. If you've put your hands on your heart and your belly, you can place them back on your lap now and allow yourself to breathe naturally. Before moving to pay attention to your body, notice if there are any more mental tabs that you can close, any thoughts that are ruminating, any loops that you're stuck on. And gently remind yourself that you've carved out this time to be present, and you can think and do those things later. And now bring your attention to the top of your head. Notice if your forehead muscles are tight and tense. The area around your cheeks, your ear, leading all the way down to your jaw. Moving further down to the neck and shoulder area, relaxing them away from the ears. Gently expand your awareness all the way down the arms, the fingertips, and the contact points of where your hands are on the mat, on the chair, or maybe even your lap. Continue to expand your awareness to the upper, mid, and lower torso, your chest and back, your abdomen, your hips. and further down the tops of your legs, your glutes, the back of your legs, the front and back of your knees, all the way down to the shin and the calf, and further to the ankles, the foot, and the toes, until you are able to hold your entire body in awareness. See if you can expand that awareness to the room and the environment around you. You can do so by tuning into the sounds, maybe passing cars or birds outside. And we're not striving to change anything, to do anything. We are practicing non-doing. It starts with us and it expands outward, allowing us to offer this attitude of non-striving to the people that we interact with, to the responsibilities that we have, to the things we do, and the ways we show up for others. See if you can expand that non-striving awareness even further to the people you know and the people you don't. A sense of calm and presence, being with what is, rather than thinking about what could be. Now I invite you to bring your awareness back to the breath, wherever you notice it in the body. Connecting to the cycles. Inhale, pause, exhale, space. The give and the take. The ever-changing sensations flowing through our body, reminding us to receive and let go. And as this practice draws to a close, I ask you to bring your palms together in front of your chest and take a moment to express gratitude toward yourself for practicing mindful awareness, for setting intentions, for listening, for being, and for non-striving. And let's take one last deep breath together in through the nose. And slowly exhaling through the nose. In your own time, you can slowly begin to open your eyes to reorient with the room and to come back to this space. I encourage you to take this attitude, to take this experience and extend it into the rest of your day. Intentions are meant to follow you off the mat. And so it's important not to rush or strive into the rest of your day or your week. And I encourage you to slow down and to be where you are, because what you offer is plenty, what you do is enough, and you are enough on your own without doing. So may non-striving continue to teach you that. And I'm unsure if I said this earlier. I don't think I did, but these sessions are recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube for you to be able to practice in your own time, in your own space, and at your own pace. So again, my name is Sabrina. I am your mindfulness instructor leading you inward for the breathing circle for caregivers. I'm so thankful that you took the time out for yourself, and I'm thankful to be on this journey with you. And hopefully I will see you in the next session.